They made us wait, and now I know why. This update is massive! Hello everyone, and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we are headed to the world of Torchlight 3, who just dropped its massive Mainline September 15th update. I'm going to be going through it for you as part of my new series, Do I Recommend? As always, I will share my thoughts. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to support smaller channels. Alright, let's jump right into this. Now, I need to start by highlighting just how massive this patch is. Check this out. If I was to read this whole thing, it would be an hour long and you would be bored to death. General, user interface, scrolling, environment, with environment update. Everything says fixed, fixed. Okay, all of this is only page 1. Let's move on to page 2. VFX updates, SFX updates, quest updates, item and gear updates, fort updates, monster updates. There's lots of monster updates. Okay, so you're probably thinking now, wow, that really is a large update. Oh no, that's only page 1 and page 2. Let's talk about page 3. Rolling, relic updates, pet updates, classes and skills updates, and that falls under Dusk Mage, Sharpshooter, Forged, and Railmaster. So what I'm gonna do is cover the big overarching elements of this update, and then we are gonna log into the game and see if I recommend it. 10 additional skill points. In order to allow older characters to attain their additional skill points, we had to implement a skill point reset for this update. You'll need to send your skill points again after updating and logging back into the game. I actually kind of like it when they do this. You're basically getting a free respec. So when you log back into the game, you will have to go back in and spend all your skill points. Maybe you'll do something different than before. Dusk Mage. This is the main character class that they were updating for this update. Dusk Mage is receiving a big update to its mechanics in order to provide a more balanced and viable class for those who want more flavor, and opportunities from its skills. They are basically completely revamping the dark and light mechanic of this character. Difficulty tuning. Additionally, difficulty tuning has been a priority over the last few weeks, and we've made extensive adjustments based on both feedback and internal testing. So difficulty tuning also refers to XP tuning, so the amount of experience you get. So it's an entirely new formula based upon your level, the level of the map you are in, the monster that you are fighting, and the difficulty of that monster will all change the scale of difficulty and XP hitting. Legendarium and Enchanting. To make Enchanting a more understandable experience for new players and those entering late game, we extracted the Legendarium from the Enchanting feature. This means legendary items should now unlock its affix immediately upon pickup. That good call. So some other things in here. They are adding a training dummy, and I talked about this on my weekly news roundup last week. It seems like such a small, minute thing, but when it comes to action RPGs, you have to have a training dummy to be able to test on. You need to see what item gives you more damage. You need to be able to test what skill gives more damage, and having a controlled environment where you can do that truly makes a difference, especially in ARPG. Improved all movement skills, including removing the 2-second cooldown, review and updated basic attacks for all weapons, relic passives now associated with basic attacks. Cool. Using the Alt key will now show all environmental objects. We have also added new shaders and targeting VFX that may help players navigate the world with more ease. We always like quality of life improvements. Improvements to the Railmaster, my class. Q, mimics no longer are shown under the nameplate function. Okay. hold out the camera further in your fort for more full screenshots and sharing. Okay. A little bit. Legendary items will now appear on the minimap. Everybody is copying basically what Diablo did with that, of course. Reduced fort decoration props and attempted to balance the need for wood. Mini dungeon updates with new VFX. Names player shown. Names. Player spawn points further from the warps and a guaranteed rare loot chest. Some dungeons have updated monsters and resources. So those are the big overarching bullet points for this update. Again, it is literally broken up into 3 parts because it is so large. So what I'm going to do now is log into the game. If you're curious why I didn't do this video yesterday, the day it was dropped, is because I like testing the updates for at least a day so I can tell you my thoughts on it. We are now logged in to Torchlight 3. Quickly, let me show you a couple things that have changed based upon this update, at least things I can show you. Right now I'm just in a town and I'm going to transfer over to my fort, which, by the way, I have not done a lot of work on my fort. I'll make it better, okay? Loading, loading, loading. Come on. I gotta say the loading screens do take a little bit of time in this game. Come on. Come on. All right. So now we are at my fort. Aaron Action RPG's fort. Now, the second you enter it, this is new. Ready? Boom. The camera goes higher. So again, the idea is that you have a larger view or a higher view of your fort. So it kind of helps you with placement. And then obviously if you want to show off or take screenshots, you can do that. Again, I know my fort is nothing special. Now over here is my little training dummy. New with this update. I know it seems so silly, but it does help. Pull out my train and you can hit it. Watch, I'll do my little flip. Boom, you see that flip? And you can shoot all your little train skills at it, and it gives you an idea on damage. So just something quickly that I could show you. It's now a higher camera view, and you have a training dummy. So I've been playing this game a lot over the last 24 hours. What do I think of this update? My overall feeling is thumbs up. It feels good. Why does it feel good? Multiplayer, no problems, no lag. I did not get kicked off the server once. There was only a couple of times items dropped, and they dropped in areas that I wasn't able to get them, which is very common in action RPGs. You know, it's a very minor thing, but for the most part, the game feels stable. I wasn't getting any lag, no server problems. The environment looked good. Now, do I recommend Torchlight 3? It's the reason why you clicked on this video. It's why you're here waiting for my response. Now, when I look at the current action RPG landscape of games, okay, everybody knows that Path of Exile will pretty much, at least for the near future, be #1, and of course their Heist League is coming. But if you have PoE fatigue and you don't want to play that game anymore because you're burnt out, and we take Path of Exile off the list, what are you left with? Well, for the most part, Diablo 3 is old, so you don't want to play that. You throw that off the list as well. That leaves you with normally Wolcen, Grim Dawn, Last Epoch, and Torchlight. So where would I rank this on that list? Okay, it depends. If you don't want to play multiplayer, if you are only gonna play an ARPG by yourself, I still recommend as my #1 right now, except for Path of Exile, Last Epoch. It's still my #1 game. I have so much fun playing it and building on it, and they're gonna drop the update 7.10, which is gonna add a whole bunch of features. Under that, if you're looking for an established, solid multiplayer game, I then would recommend Grim Dawn, okay? But you have to buy the game, and you have to buy all the expansions. Under Grim Dawn, you then have Torchlight 3 or Wolcen. Wow. If I had to select between those two games, I would buy Torchlight 3 over Wolcen. Now, Wolcen does next month have their first Chronicle, which is their big first expansion where they're going to add new content to the game next month. And if that is amazing, I will be changing my opinion. But as of right now, if you take out Path of Exile, and you're just looking at those 4 games, and I know there's lots of other action RPGs, I'm only rating those 4. Last Epoch, if you want single player, multiplayer Grim Dawn, but if you don't want to pay all that money, Torchlight 3, and then last on the list, Wolcen. All right, everybody, that is the video. What does everybody think? Is there anybody out there playing Torchlight 3? Have you had a different experience than me? Let me know in the comment section below. If you have not joined the official Action RPG Discord, please do so. We now have over 320 members, great conversations every day, especially around action RPGs. The idea is to have a community that could jump from game to game together so you never start the server alone. Link is in the description below. That's all I got. Stay home, stay safe. Do not forget to join the official Action RPG Discord. Aaron, out.
you